Hey guys, welcome to OracleTribe and to a special edition where I am going to do um, a special demo of the software Veda Hub of VedaHub.com, or sorry, Veda.com, on my coaching and student improvement software. Um, as some of you may know from following some of the updates that I've posted in the past and the entire sort of premise of OracleLife is to, document both the academy side of the development, but also the software side of the development or the back end. So I've done obviously a lot of the academy slash training side of the portion of it. A lot of videos of the rolling and the training. A lot of what you don't see actually is what's happening in the background with me and my computer, just sometimes by the nature of the fact that I'm not sure how one actually sort of converts it into content when one is sitting at a computer and looking at abstract things. It's not the most potentially consumable entertaining content sometimes, but in this case I think it is quite pretty good because there's more visuals for you to see. There's some great dialogue. So let me just jump into it. Today's episode I have Martha Chan and Margaret, both of whom are veteran businesswomen of high caliber, very proficient at what they do. I don't know a whole ton of Margaret, but I know Martha has had several of her own companies, successful companies. Her most recent one that she's working at right now that she owns and operates is divorcemagazine.com. It's a digital version of the divorce magazine that used to exist in print but is now digital. So she's done a lot and she's got a wealth of experience. One of the things that I didn't know was that she actually does corporate coaching, is from my understanding and talking to her. So that was kind of nice to learn about her. They've both given me some invaluable feedback in this episode. So sit back and check it out. And if you want to follow along, you can definitely poke around at V3DA.com and see what we're looking at. Some of it's been blurred out, obviously, for privacy concerns, but most of it is available for you. If you do sign up for an account, you'll be able to see everything. One great place to start is actually OracleTribe, which is the online membership portion of OracleLife. So by all means, go to OracleJitsu.com and in the drop-down menu, find OracleLife, and you can read all about it and sort of what are the benefits of joining the tribe. But sit back, relax. This is about, I'm not sure how long this is. Yeah, it's actually about an hour's long in length. Good stuff. And I'm just glad that, I'm giving you guys a bit more peek into the day-to-day life activities of the software, and as I've been promising for a long time. So hopefully you'll see a bit more videos like this. So stay tuned as more stuff comes down the pipe, but I think this will give you a good taste of the type of stuff to come down the pipe. So without any further ado, here you go. Episode 13, Veda Hub live demo. Welcome to Oracle Life. Join us as we explore what it takes to build an academy and a software business while living the Oracle life.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, good. All right. So guys, I've been told that I'm very terrible at explaining my own stuff.
That's a good practice. And Lee, introduce yourself a little bit. What's your background?
Yeah, for sure. So I have a background in IT, day job wise. So I project manage software development. So that's sort of where my IT sort of background comes in. But I also do jiu-jitsu, which is a martial arts. and I'll tie it all together shortly. That's how.
I like to see some moves.
Oh, well, awesome! I'll set
And
you
teach me.
up. Yeah, for sure.
You need it for the streets today, right?
Yes, exactly. Yeah, no, I'll tie it together in terms of sort of how it came about. So, so basically, in 2009, when I was doing my jiu-jitsu, one of the things that I found throughout, I've been doing it now for 12 years, and halfway through, I was finding that and I thought, why isn't there a tool out there that allows coaches to manage their students, and give them a little feedback, how are you doing? What do you need to improve on? That sort of thing. Nothing like that sort of exists at least in the martial arts world. And I've looked around some other places, but
it would apply to any kind of training, right? I want you, and don't forget, give me some info at my fitness club. I can check in if they have something like that.
Yeah,
that'd be they do individual training as well.
Yeah, no, exactly. So this software is actually good for that from either a coaching perspective, staff, people who have businesses that have staff, for example. And then, of course, for what I designed it for, which was to manage sort of the performance of your students in a physical form, like a membership from academy. So anyways, let me scroll down here. I'm going to quickly run you through what it's about here. Let me go back to the top. And at any point, just stop me if I'm blabbering on too much and I'm not making sense. But
so far you are.
So just a quick background in terms of sort of, I explained to you where I sort of came from. And so I went back and did some research on how exactly do people get better at what they want to do. And so from a scientific standpoint, over here, as you can see, one of the top 3 things that people say is get a professional trainer to help you and hone your skills, have them monitor your performance metrics, and then be held accountable for your performance, right? So that's sort of like the gist of the cornerstone of where this all comes from. So what I ended up doing was, of course, this is all based on the scientific method, which says you have to have data basically to substantiate what your claims are. So, anyways, going back, I actually went online and created a questionnaire for the martial arts community and asked them, why, if you ever felt like quitting, why did you feel like quitting? And so and I got quite a few responses back. And the number 1 reason was lack of motivation and feeling of progress and interaction with their coach and or instructor.
Yeah, I would also say lack of support.
Lack of support, yeah, exactly. So that's sort of substantiated my thought, of course, of why someone would want to quit, which happens a lot in martial arts, just because of the sheer high sort of initial hill that people have to climb over. It's difficult at the beginning, and a lot of students struggle because at the beginning, usually they're just sort of getting beat up by all the more advanced students and advanced professors. So they don't like that feeling. And the truth is they end up getting stuck at the bottom and they get no feedback. They get beat up and they're paying money for that. So it's not a lot of time.
They come back, huh?
Yeah, exactly. So that's where it came from. Now, so the sort of the premise of how VedaHub works is it basically has these metrics that I've been mentioning. It has basically 3 top metrics, 3 main metrics, and then 3.
Lee, can you make your screen a little bit bigger? So
can you go back now that you talk to the top metrics? So I can repeat it?
Sure.
Can memorize it?
Let me see if I can make this bigger.
It will be support.
That's good. Thanks.
Okay.
Yeah, that's good, yeah.
Okay, so, yeah. So there's just what I've called top dimensions and sub dimensions. It's just metrics. A lot of people have thoughts that, you know, you need a lot of metrics in something that I've talked to coaches who have said that they have 20 some odd metrics. And, you know, how do you manage that? And I said, are you managing those 20 metrics with your staff, with your clients right now? And she said, no. I said, well, what's the point of having metrics?
Having 20, right?
Yeah. What's the point of having 20? Yeah. And you're not measuring them. So you've got all these metrics and they're actually meaningless. So I said, so maybe you need to take a look at why you have 20. But her point was, why do I have just the 3x2, which is essentially 6 metrics, right? And I said, you know, it's important to keep things simple. This is not finished, by the way. I should just backtrack and say this is an MVP, minimum viable product. I'm still in beta testing, so there's still a couple of bugs that need to be worked out. So it's not complete yet right there. So that's what metrics are. The top dimensions, top metrics really are just like high level stuff, you know, like attendance, you know, your technicality or something like that. And then your sub dimension metrics could be something more refined that's very specific to whatever industry you happen to be in, right?
Like learning fast, picking it up fast, right?
Yeah, oh, exactly.
Yeah, it depends on a person.
So that's a bit of the background.
Oh, it's on Veda. It's a play word on Veda.
Yeah, that's right.
That word?
Yeah, that's right.
I studied Sanskrit.
Oh, did you really?
Long ago.
Wow, that's fascinating. That's very rare.
I read the Bhagavad Gita.
Yes.
But I haven't used it, right?
Did you read it?
Lee was born in India.
Yeah.
It's the most language spoken in India?
No, I'm saying Martha Desai was born in India.
Oh, yeah, it's classic.
Yeah, and
I just talked to a communication specialist. He just came from India 2 years ago, and he speaks perfectly he's from Mumbai, perfect English. And I said, that's probably not all. No, 5 other languages.
Wow.
It's normal. It's
Nice,
just
impressive.
normal. You know, Hindi and then Jubab.
Well, you know, it's all about knowledge, and that's why I chose the word Veda, because
I'm glad you chose that. To me, it says something that you kind of have a spiritual aspect in you.
Yeah, no, exactly.
Right?
Knowledge is power, right? So, did you guys have any questions so far? Like, does that make sense of what this is?
It makes completely sense. And my question is it your own software, V3DA? Is it copyright?
Yes, it is my own software. It is, I don't know if it's copyrighted. I'm working on the trademark. Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't have enough clients. This is a deal for somebody who thought I always make notes and I remember things very well. Make key points and make notes, right? Yeah. And it trains me to remember everything around it. But I will talk to my manager at the fitness center. They just open again after the closing of 8 months, 6 months of something. And because they make notes. So when you have several titles, you can't make notes.
I know. Yeah.
And then nobody puts it in.
Right? Absolutely.
There are you know what I can see for Yuli? There is a market for you out there.
Yeah. I hope.
So you're gonna show us how we could use it, and also I was saying that I know a lot of coaches, but they're not physical performance coach. They're more transformation, and if that could apply to them. I actually talked briefly with Dominic, who cannot make this hour, and that's why we're recording this. Because he is a full-time coach, right? So he already gave me some suggestions. Not that he was giving me suggestions. He was saying how it could be measured, even though it may seem qualitative as to asking the right kind of questions that would allow the coach and the coachee to formulate what would have them say, I have achieved whatever progress that I hired you to do. So that it's kind of like, we talked about it, it's like pain management. It is the coachee's response.
Yeah, no, you know,
Makes a difference, right? Because how do you measure pain? Well, today they say from a scale of 1 to 10, where are you at, right? And then a month later, you could ask them, so now where are you at? So if the person said at the beginning it was 7 and now it's 3, then that's where the acknowledged difference is. So he's saying that maybe something like that could happen.
Yeah.
You see, they all, when they start a coaching relationship, there's an outcome in mind. They want to achieve a certain outcome. Many of these gentlemen, Dominique's clients, are from the business world.
Yes.
Could be, but could be fitness too, right?
Right.
So, because that goes with being well-being, right? So, yeah, and to that, actually, I never thought about it. For me, when I client, when they have this, they have an intent, and then it just happens. All of a sudden, their life shifts because that happened. So I would never go to, but I know from pain management, right? How they do it. That's how to measure that. And only the client can measure that.
Right.
Has to say.
And also the kind of coaching that that I'm familiar with, and a lot of my contacts are in, is if you were to really use the word transformational, you would have never expected or said that that's what I want to achieve.
Yeah.
This would be unprecedented, unexpected results that the coaching would end up producing. So in a sense, it's hard to say, I want to achieve this, because you don't even know.
No, that's right. The coachee doesn't know yet.
Right.
It's unknown because it's transformational.
Right. So don't know how that plays into this, but that's just in a way, Lee, I'm trying to also support you and give you a different perspective, right?
Yeah.
If it works for transformational coaching, great. If it doesn't, great, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, I actually, that's very simple, but you would ask a coachee, so in his business, he wants to move further, he wants to move fast ahead. So, and then when I start the coaching, I would ask him, where are you at? And then after 3 months, we would look, he couldn't really articulate it, but in 3 months, he sees himself at a complete different level. That's transformation. That's, it's not just like this, it's here.
Yeah. So it's not something that they could even establish as a goal at the beginning of the coaching program. I'll give you a very simple example.